What is up, you guys? In today's video, I want to give you 4 mistakes that will absolutely kill your woodworking business before it even gets off the ground. I want to help you prevent these things from happening, so let's dive in. All right, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. As always, I'm your host, Zach Vaught, and I'm glad that you're choosing to hang out with me, spend some time with me. I know I say this over and over and over at the beginning of every episode, but really and genuinely, I'm super grateful that you're choosing to hang out and put your trust in me. You know, you could be listening to anybody, spending time with anybody else, doing anything else, and the fact that you're here trying to improve yourself, trying to learn, and you're trusting me to help you, man, it just means the world to me. So thank you for that. In today's video, I want to talk about 4 mistakes that will kill your woodworking business. And it's super important. We not only make good decisions, but we prevent bad decisions from being made. We want to do more of the good, do less of the bad. These mistakes that people make are not as much about, you messed something up or you did something wrong. It's more about the mindsets and the frameworks that you build your business around. And so I just want to encourage you to open your mind as we dive into each of these principles, okay? So the number one mistake that's going to kill your woodworking business is undervaluing your work or pricing based on the wrong things. If you are pricing based on what your competitors are pricing on, and that is the only factor that you're considering, you're pricing based on the wrong things. If you are only pricing based on materials plus $20 an hour times however many hours I'm working, you're undervaluing your work. You need to price based on value and not on time or materials only. And so this is one of the reasons that we say kind of a guiding principle inside of the program is once somebody has come into the program and they have a developed brand, they have good photos, they have good videos, they have a good strong social media presence, we don't want to be in our products for any more than 50% of what we're charging for them. So if I'm selling a $3,000 table, I don't want my cost to be any more than $1,500, which means I would have $1,500 in net profits, right? Which is a lot. You might say, well, Zach, I can't do that. That doesn't work. Well, it's because you haven't branded correctly. It's because you haven't positioned yourself correctly. It's because you take terrible photos and terrible videos, or you don't take any, right? And so you need to make sure that you're not undervaluing your work. This is a silent killer, right? I'm a bit of a golfer, so I'll give you an example here. Where you set the ball in your stance before you swing is a silent killer. If you set the ball too far back, you might make the best swing in the world, but it was positioned incorrectly, and the ball went flying the wrong direction. And so it was a silent killer. You didn't know that it affected you. You think you had a bad swing, but it wasn't actually your swing. It was where you placed the ball. Well, it's the same way if you undervalue your work, because what will happen is if you undervalue your work and you do get sales because you have competitive prices, you will never make any profits. You'll work really, really hard and still be poor. Right? That's not what we want. We don't want to waste time doing something for no profit. So you got to make sure that you're not undervaluing your work. That's number 1. Number 2 is you do not want to rely only on word of mouth. I talk about this a lot. Word of mouth is the best kind of business. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and people that come to you from word of mouth are typically warmer leads. They're more likely to buy, but you cannot depend on word of mouth clients. You can't expect fresh word of mouth leads week over week, day over day, month over month, right? You might get some referrals this month and not get any for the next 3 to 6 months. You can't build a predictable and systematic business only on word of mouth. And there's too many guys, everybody, I mean literally everybody almost inside of our industry, this is how they build their businesses, and they take pride in it. And there's something to be said for being proud that you have a good reputation, that you have built great products, that you stand behind your work. But most of these guys are still one-man crews that are struggling to make ends meet, right? If you want to build a scalable business, you need to move on to number 3. You need to do the opposite of this. So here's the mistake that people make, and that is neglecting marketing and lead flow. One of the number 1 things that you need to be keeping your thumb on is, how is my lead flow? Am I getting new leads every day? Am I talking to new people every day? If I'm not, I have a problem. I have an issue. I have something that's going to bottleneck the growth of my business. You need to invest in, focus on marketing and lead flow. This is the number 1 shift that we help makers make inside of the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. We go from focusing on just being a woodworker to being a business owner, being in charge of directing traffic to your brand so that you get more opportunities to sell. If you're neglecting marketing and you're neglecting lead flow, you're only depending upon word of mouth, and then you're undervaluing your work on top of that, you will never ever build a scalable or sustainable business. This will always be a hobby. This will always be something that you're tinkering with, that your buddies say, how's that cute little business of yours going, right? That's not what we want. We want to build something that has momentum. We want to build something that we can put some legs to. And that leads me to number 4. The 4th mistake that will kill your woodworking business is wearing every hat inside of your business forever. If you are just hell-bent on the fact that you have to do everything, you will never grow. The reason you'll never grow is because you're not good at everything, for one. Number 2, you only have so much time. You only have so many hours in a day. One of the big principles that I really believe in is the principle of leverage. And one of the number 1 ways to introduce leverage into your business is by introducing labor, leveraging other people's time in your business. You have 24 hours in a day, you add an employee, you now have 48 hours in a day. You add another employee, you now have 72 hours in a day, right? And we have more time to get more done in a shorter, condensed time frame, right? A lot of people, when you're first starting out, the big thing that you're trying to crack in your brain is, how do I get more clients and make more money? Well, then after you kind of graduate from that, then what you're trying to figure out is, how do I accelerate the rate at which I make money? Right? How do I make it faster, right? It's not just about getting more clients and making money, but how do I actually get more money made every day? So let me give you a couple examples. So when I was by myself in my woodworking business, I could get a table set built in about 3 working days by myself. Well, the business was collecting somewhere between, say, $3,000 to $5,000 every 3 days, every 3 to 4 days. We'll say that for easy math. When I added another person to the business, that got cut down to every 2 days. Then I added another person, and then we were basically collecting that almost on a daily basis. We're getting a table set done almost every single day. It could be just a single table. Let's say it's a $1,500 to $2,000 table, or it could be a table set, which was, say, $3,000 to $4,000. My average order value last year in my business was around $4,000. With that, I was accelerating the rate that we were collecting money. Was I paying more in labor? Yes. But I maintained a healthy ratio of what I was paying in labor compared to what they were producing in overall value for the business, right? And so that's how we scaled operations to where we were manufacturing $70,000 per month, right? Not only was I selling $70,000 per month, I was manufacturing $70,000 per month. So you need to make sure that you're not hell-bent on wearing every hat in your business forever. Even if you don't have employees, even if you sub out some of the work, you get contractors in your business. You hire somebody to manage your books, right? You hire somebody to manage your marketing. You hire somebody that, hey, I don't want to build any more table legs, or I don't want to build the tops, or I don't want to do the finish work, or whatever. Start subbing some stuff out and trusting other people to help you build your business, and get some of your time back and reallocate that time to the things that matter most, right? The things that only the owner can do. Right? And what are those things? Typically, it comes down to driving sales, building the brand, building the web presence, and focusing on your reputation. So with that being said, hopefully this video was helpful for you. I tried to dive into some details here, get granular here to really help you understand these 4 mistakes and how to prevent them, and what you should be doing instead of these 4 things. And so with that, if you are brand new, you're a beginner, you're trying to learn some principles, check out my free ebook. Doesn't cost you anything. First link in the description below. Handmade Business Secrets book. It's about 90 pages long. It's going to help really outline my journey of starting and really struggling to figuring out how to do $75,000 a month in furniture sales and manufacturing. I'm going to show you how to do that. Number 2 is the Handmade Hero Academy program. If you're a newbie, you're trying to learn some business principles, you're trying to figure out what you need to do to go to the next level, that's an inexpensive program that'll take you to the next level. Okay. Lastly is the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. If you're trying to blow this thing up, if you're trying to get to 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, $50,000, this is the program that you need to check out. Got a link in the description where you can fill out a short application, apply for the program, hop on a call with me. We'll dive into it, see if it's a good fit for you, and we'll go from there. With that being said, as always, love you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do, and I'll see you in the next video.